Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy IS Academy. So today in this session, I'm going to discuss one of the most important topic from ancient and medieval history, that is Bhakti literature and its author. Now, as we have seen that every year, okay, when you go through or when you analyze past year papers, so most of the time UPSC has asked question from Bhakti movement. And the important thing in this Bhakti movement is the literature, which was written by various scholars and various Bhakti saints. Clear? So first we'll try to understand the importance of Bhakti literature and its author, why these literatures were written, what were the purpose. Clear? So let's begin with the session. So important Bhakti literature and its author. Now the first important thing here is how this, so I'm not going to discuss the important philosophies, I will discuss important literature and its authors. Clear? Now first of all, important Bhakti literature and its author. So first of all, the word Bhakti actually, now how this Bhakti movement was started. Clear? So I will just give you a small brief so that you can understand the evolution of Bhakti. See, Bhakti means what? Bhakti means devotion. Getting my point? Bhakti means devotion, and this devotion, this Bhakti is emphasized on the mutual understanding or the love towards God, love towards personal God. Clear? So because at that time Vedic rituals and the supremacy of Brahmins resulted into the evolution of Bhakti movement. Now, so it emphasized on mutual intense or emotional attachment or love of a devotee towards a personal God and for the God towards devotee. So ये जो word है bhakti, this was also mentioned in Upanishad. So there is one Upanishad called as Swateshwara Upanishad. So there are various texts, so ancient Indian texts, okay, which dated from 1st century or 1st millennium BC, such as Swateshwara Upanishad, Katha Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita. These three important literature mentions about Bhakti. Clear? Bhakti. So remember one thing, in every religion there are three paths. In every religion there are three paths to attain salvation. Clear? So those three paths are, in every religion there are three margs: Karma marg, Gyan marg, that is path of knowledge, and Bhakti marg, that means path of devotion. Getting my point? So this Bhakti was evolved in terms of historical context in three forms. Now in three forms in the sense, so let me tell you that this Bhakti was evolved first of all in terms of Indian philosophies, various philosophies. So when we say philosophies, so important philosophers like Adi Shankaracharya, clear? Then the Bhakti, evolution of Bhakti movement, which started from south in the name of Alvars and Nayanars. So this movement, सबसे पहले जिस movement की शुरुआत हुई, that means it was in the form of Alvars and Nayanars. So Bhakti movement started from south, from 6th century AD till 10th century AD. Clear? So two groups emerged in South India, Alvars and Nayanars. Now Alvars, they are the followers of Vishnu. Followers of Vishnu. Nayanars, followers of Shiva. Remember this thing. Nayanars are the followers of Shiva. Clear? So अब कहानी यहां से शुरू होती है that in South India local gods were there. Getting my point? For example, Shaivas used to worship their local deities like Murugan or Kartike. Clear? So Shaivas, so they used to worship their local deities like Murugan or Kartike. Getting my point? And Alvars, they used to worship their own local deity called as Tirumal. Alvars किसको worship करते थे? Their local deity Tirumal. So he is associated with Vaishnavism, Vishnu. This much is clear to all of you. Now this movement was started in South against Buddhism and Jainism. ये याद रखिएगा. Against the ill practices of Buddhism and Jainism. So this movement was started from South. So they promoted love of a personal God, devotion towards God. Getting my point? So basically, it started from South, Alvars and Nayanars. So they promoted what? They promoted love towards personal God or devotion towards God. Clear? So there were 12 famous Alvar saint. 12 famous Alvar saint. And one saint was a female. One happened to be a lady whose name was Andal. One was a lady whose name was Andal. Andal is also considered as Mirabai of South. Mirabai of South India. Clear? Remember this thing. And similar case here in Nayanars, there were total 63 saints. 63 saints. And in 12th century, one female saint was also there. बड़ा ही prominent नाम है, Akka Mahadevi. 12th century, one female saint was there whose name was Akka Mahadevi. Clear? Clear? So naked body covered with ashes. Clear? So she was a Nayanar saint. Clear? So Alvar means what? So Alvar, the meaning of Alvar literally means those who immersed in God. Those immersed in God. Getting my point? Now I am going to discuss the important literatures written by Alvars and Nayanars. Now first of all, now you can see this map here. Now this map is related to Bhakti movement. ये याद रखिएगा, this map is related to Bhakti movement. Now this map is given in your NCERT. This map is given in your NCERT, and you can see in this map different names, different Bhakti saints. Clear? So you should study all these Bhakti saints' important names and their role, their literature. Getting my point? Now, so how this Bhakti movement got emerged? So let me tell you, Bhagavad Gita, which is a post-Vedic scripture which composed in 5th to 2nd century BC, and this introduces, Bhagavad Gita introduces Bhakti Marg. Bhakti Marg, that means the path of faith or devotion. So as I have said, there are 3 ways, 3 paths in every religion. So path of knowledge, Gyan Marg, Karma Marg and Bhakti Marg, devotion. So second mark, Karma, path of work, and then Gyan Marg, path of knowledge. Clear? Now, so this movement, this Bhakti movement was originated in South India. Now, in South India, this movement was started from 6th century AD to 10th century AD. Clear? Now, 2 groups emerged in South, Alvars and Nayanars. Now, Alvars, they echoes Bhakti to God through love. Clear? So, for Alvars, the supreme God is Vishnu, Vaishnavism. इनके लिए ब्रह्म कौन है? विष्णु. Clear? Vishnu is the supreme God. So, their literature is called as Nalaira Divya Prabandham. This was asked in prelims as well. Clear? So, Alvars का important literature क्या है? Their important literature is Nalaira Divya Prabandham. So, the meaning of Nalaira Divya Prabandham means 4,000 divine hymns which were composed by Alvar saints. Clear? So, this is the collection of 4,000 Tamil verses, and this was composed by 12 Alvars. Clear? Now, when we see these things, so these are the compilation. अब उन सेंट्स ने पोएम्स हिम्स को कंपोज किया एंड लेटर दीज थिंग्स वर कंपाइल्ड. सो टुडे दीज थिंग्स आर कंपाइल्ड इन प्रेजेंट फॉर्म बाय नाथ मुनि. नाउ नाथ मुनि से क्वेश्चन ऑलरेडी यूपीएससी में प्रीलिम्स में पूछा हुआ है. Already the question was there in UPSC prelims with respect to Nath Muni. So this was compiled in present form by Nath Muni, who was a great saint and scholar in 9th to 10th century. Clear? Apart from this, the most prominent work is Tiruvayamoli. Now Tiruvayamoli, this is considered as most important work. And what is the meaning of this work? Tiruvayamoli means 1102. That means 1102 verses by Nammalvar. So 1102 verses were compiled by Nammalvar, and that work is called as Tiruvayamoli. Clear? Remember this thing. Now one women saint, as we have already discussed, that Andal was there. Now, is there any literature which is composed by Andal? Yes, one literature is there which is written by Andal called as Tirupavai. Now this Tirupavai, which is called as 30 stanzas in the praise of Perumal. Getting my point? So Andal saint, female saint ने एक literature लिखा that is called as Tirupavai, that means 30 stanzas in the praise of Perumal. So these are some important literatures with respect to Alvars. Clear? Then Nayanars. Nayanars, followers of Shiva. Getting my point? That is Murugan or Kartike. Now 63 saints were there and one female saint who was there in 12th century, whose name was Akka Mahadevi. Clear? Akka Mahadevi. Getting my point? Now Nayanars, they believe in and devotion of Lord Shiva. Now the most important thing, the most important saints in Nayanar, अब ये बहुत सारी जगह नहीं दिया हुआ है. So try to understand the important saints of Nayanar. Now the first important saint is Nana Champantar, Appar and Chuntara Murti. These three are important saints. Now why they are considered as important saints? Because of their contribution in terms of Nayanar movement, and that is why these three saints are worshipped through their images in South Indian temples. So basically today Nayanars and Alvars, they are treated as semi-gods now. Getting my point? So another important scholar, Nambi Andar Nambi. Now Nambi Andar Nambi, he collected the hymns of Nayanars in an anthology. इन्होंने क्या किया? Nayanars के hymns को collect किया. Clear? And then he compiled, and that is called as Tirumurai. That is called as Tirumurai. Try to understand the literature. Getting my point? Literature सबसे ज्यादा important है with respect to this bhakti movement. Getting my point? Remember this thing. Now, so this Nambi Andar Nambi, he collected the hymns and compiled in the form of Tirumurai. Clear? So Tirumurai is the most important literature. अब आप सभी लोगों ने बहुत सारे नाम सुने होंगे, that especially the name of most important literature of Nayanar is Tevaram. तो आज मैं आपको रियल चीज बताऊंगा कि तेवरम एक्चुअली में है क्या. क्लियर? बिकॉज आपके मार्क्स कहां पर जाते हैं? जब आप चीजों को समझते नहीं है. So the literature, that means the collected hymns of Nayanars, were compiled in the form of book called as Tirumurai. Clear? Now अब इन्होंने किया क्या था? Now try to understand. Nambiandar Nambi. Now Nambiandar Nambi, he compiled first 7 volumes. Remember this thing. इन्होंने क्या किया था? He compiled first 7 volumes, which was written by Appar, Sambandar and Sundarar as Tevaram. तो जब हम बोलते हैं ना Tevaram is the literature of Nayanars, you should know what exactly it is. In this Tevaram, only first 7 volumes were compiled. Now first 7 volumes which were written by Appar, Sambandarar and Sundarar. Clear? So their remember this thing, their poems, their hymns were compiled by Nambiandar Nambi as Tevaram. So Tevram में याद रखिएगा, only first 7 volumes were compiled. Clear? Then Tiruvakasam and Tirukovayar. Now two literatures. Tiruvakasam, बहुत ध्यान से समझिएगा. Tiruvakasam and Tirukovayar. This was compiled by Manikavasagar. Remember this thing. This is also related to Nayanars. Tiruvasakam and Tirukovayar compiled by Manikavasagar. Getting my point? अब इस लिटरेचर में क्या है? In these literature, 8th, 9th part, 8th and 9th volumes are compiled and called as Tirumurai. So what is the main literature of Nayanars? Tirumurai. So Tirumurai के different volumes को क्या किया गया? different literature के form में compile किया गया. Clear? So 8th and 9th volume were compiled in the form of Tiruvakasam and Tirukovayar by Manikavasagar. Clear? And this was written in Tirumurai only. Clear? Which is the main literature. Then 10th volume. Now 10th volume was written as Tirumandiram. 10th volume was written as Tirumandiram, and this Tirumandiram was compiled by Tirumular. So Tirumular was a famous Siddhar. Getting my point? Siddha Purush. Clear? And then later on, you will see one personality will come who will write the biography on all these 63 saints of Nayanar. And that personality was Sekkilar. Sekkilar has written Periya Puranam. Clear? Sekkilar has written Periya Puranam, and this literature was composed much later, and this contains the live depiction of all the 63 Nayanars. This much is clear to all of you? Clear? So these are important literatures with respect to Alwars and Nayanars. Now this Bhakti movement was started from South India, that is from 6th century AD till 10th century AD. Now, Bhakti movement reaches in north and other parts of India from 12th century AD. So, started from south and it reaches north from 12th century AD. Clear everyone? Remember this thing. So, it reaches from south to north from 12th century AD. Now, before that, the Bhakti movement in North India, Bhakti movement was divided into two parts. South India में कैसे था? Alwars and Nayanars. In North India, Bhakti movement was divided into two parts. That is Nirgun Bhakti and Shagun Bhakti. Now Nirgun Bhakti, who believes that God has no form, God is omnipresent. Getting my point? So they believe in formless God. That means they do not believe in idol worship. Clear? God is omnipresent. And Shagun Bhakti believes in God has some form. God has form. So they believe in idol worship. So here important scholars like, now Nirgun Bhakti scholars like Kabir Das, Guru Nanak. Getting my point? Shagun Bhakti, Vallabhacharya. Clear? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Clear? These scholars. This much is clear to all of you. So, when we talk about Bhakti movement, so the most prominent personality who revived the tradition, that person was from south, but he revived the tradition of Bhakti in north, that is Shankaracharya. Getting my point? Now, as you can see here, Bhakti movement, Nirgun Bhakti and Shagun Bhakti. Nirgun Bhakti introduced by Adi Shankaracharya. He revived Vedic ideals. Getting my point? He does not believe in idol worship. Clear? Adi Shankaracharya. So he revived Vedic philosophy, original Vedic philosophy. Original Vedic philosophy does not believe in idol worship. Getting my point? So other Bhakti saints who preached this school of thought like Kabir, Guru Nanak, Dadu Dayal, etc. Similar case, Sagun Bhakti, worship of form. He believed that God is the biggest manifestation of everything. Clear? God can take any form. Getting my point? So here important philosopher Ramanuja, Nimbarak, Madhavacharya, Vallabhacharya, Mirabai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shankaradev, clear? Tulsidas, Surdas, all these scholars. Clear? Now, so first we'll start with Adi Shankaracharya. Yes, Adi Shankaracharya, who was born in Kaladi region, Kerala. Clear? So Adi Shankaracharya, he revived the ideals of Vedic philosophy. Because of Buddhism and Jainism, Vedic philosophy lost their relevance. Clear? So he revived and he wrote commentaries on Brahma Sutras. Yes, he wrote commentaries on Brahma Sutras. Clear? कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है? ब्रह्म. So for him, remember this thing, for him individual soul is linked with supreme soul, aham brahmasmi. Clear? So his philosophy was advaita, that means non-dualism. So he explained his philosophies in various literature like Viveka Chudmani, then Saundarya Lahari, then Bhaja Govindam. Clear? Shivanand Lahari. In all these literature, he mentioned the path of Vedic philosophies, mentioned spiritualism. Getting my point? Remember this thing. And the followers of Adi Shankaracharya, they believe that Adi Shankaracharya will born again in Vedic Brahmin family. That is why he is called as Adi Shankaracharya. Clear? And he established 4 mutts and he died in north. Getting my point? Remember this thing. So these literatures are very important. Getting my point? Now, after this, Ramanujacharya is considered as very important in terms of Bhakti movement. Now why? Because he was the worshipper of Lord Vishnu. He was the disciple of Yamuna Muni and Ved Prakash. He was the disciple of Yamuna Muni and Ved Prakash, and he founded the philosophy called as Vishisht Advaita. Vishisht Advaita means qualified non-dualism. That means he says that कि हर इंसान जो है वो ब्रह्म नहीं बन सकता, ब्रह्म जैसा नहीं बन सकता और ब्रह्म के पास नहीं पहुंच सकता. That people cannot attain salvation. Why? Unless and until they have to accept the path of devotion, bhakti. Clear? So here he preached Vaishnavism, and that is why he wrote a book called as Shri Bhashya. Bhashya means commentary. So Shri Bhashya is a commentary on Brahma Sutra of Badrayan. Brahma Sutra किसने लिखा था? Badrayan ने. So he has written a commentary on Brahma Sutra of Badrayan, and the name of the book is Shri Bhashya. And he has also written Gita Bhashya, commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Clear? So he does not see the world as simply illusion. He talks about material world. कि material world is a part of Brahman's nature. कि material world जो है वो ब्रह्म का ही part है. Getting my point? So people should enjoy. Getting my point? People should enjoy in this world. So that enjoyment should be in the form of devotion, spiritualism. Getting my point? So moksha seen as joy of contemplating Brahman. Getting my point? तो ये काफी सारी important चीजें हैं. Clear? So remember this thing. This Ramanujacharya is considered as very important scholar in terms of Bhakti movement. So Ramanujacharya was Alvar saint. Now he was born in Tamil Nadu. Clear? Remember this thing. Getting my point? Now, so Shri Bhashya and Gita Bhashya, 2 important literatures of Ramanujacharya. Now another scholar, Nimbaracharya. Now Nimbaracharya was the disciple of Ramanujacharya. Remember this thing. Nimbaracharya was the disciple of Ramanujacharya. He was a prominent astronomer also. Getting my point? And he was the first personality who introduced Radha Madhav cult. ये फर्स्ट सेंट हैं जिन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया राधा माधव कल्ट, एंड दिस कल्ट इज सेंटर्ड अराउंड द वर्शिप ऑफ राधा एंड माधव, एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही फाउंडेड द फिलॉसफी कॉल्ड एज द्वैता अद्वैता. क्लियर? So he is very important in terms of this philosophy. Now important literature that he has written, Vedant Parijat Saurabh. Now he has written the most important book called as Vedant Parijat Saurabh. Now this is a commentary on Brahma Sutra. इन्होंने भी कमेंट्री लिखी है किस पर? ब्रह्म सूत्र, बट फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ राधा माधव. क्लियर? So another important book that he has written called as Sadachar Prakash. Sadachar Prakash, it is a treatise on Karma Kand. He has written a book on Karma Kand. Clear? And another important book, Rahasya Shodasi. Now Rahasya Shodasi is a book on the explanation of Shri Gopal Mantra. Clear? So he explained Shri Gopal Mantra in verses. So this is the contribution of Nimbaracharya. So Nimbaracharya is considered as great philosopher. He is considered as great scholar in terms of bhakti movement. Remember this thing. So he is considered as great philosopher, great scholar in terms of bhakti movement. Remember this thing. Getting my point? Okay. So that is why we say that he introduced the philosophy called as Radha Madhav cult, and that is why various followers attracted towards various followers attracted towards Nimbaracharya's philosophy. Clear? So remember this thing. He said that dualism should be qualified. Dualism means who believes in both. Getting my point? Physical world and spiritual world. So he talked about qualified dualism. Clear? So इनके followers को क्या कहा जाता है? His followers are called as Kumar Sampradaya. Clear? His followers are also called as Kumar Sampradaya. Remember this thing. That is why he is considered as very important personality. Clear? Now, another important bhakti saint, Madhavacharya. Now, another important bhakti saint, Madhavacharya. Now, why Madhavacharya is important? He criticized one of the most famous saint called as Vallabhacharya. अभी मैं बात करूंगा. Clear? So first of all, Madhavacharya, he was born in Udupi in 1238. Clear? And he was the personality who started writing commentaries on Kannada literature. Clear? So born in 1238 near Udupi, and on the auspicious day of Vijayadashmi, that is why इनको एक नाम दिया गया. He was called as Vasudev. Clear? And his philosophy was Dvaita or dualism. अब ये संन्यास अवस्था में कैसे गए? He was initiated into sannyas by Achyuta Preksha. And Achyuta Preksha, remember this thing, he gave him a name called as Punar Prajna. Achyuta Preksha ने इनको संन्यास अवस्था में लाए, and he gave him the name called as Purna Prajna. Clear? Now it was also Achyut Preksh who gave him the title called as Madhav. So the title Madhav was given to him by Achyut Preksh. Clear? And Madhavacharya, his contribution in terms of literature is he has written commentaries on Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. इन्होंने भी याद रखिएगा किस पर लिखे commentaries? Brahma Sutra and Bhagavad Gita. Clear? And apart from commentaries, he wrote various texts, and in those texts he detailed about his philosophy. He explained his philosophy, which is called as Tattvavad. Getting my point? Tattvavad. So Tattvavad is the book which is written by Madhavacharya, and it is popularly known as Dvaita. Tattvavad को Dvaita भी कहा जाता है. Clear? And some of his other works like Geet Bhashya, that means commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra Bhashya, that means commentaries on Brahma Sutra. Clear? Anu Bhashya, Karma Nirnay, and Vishnu Tattva Nirnay. So in all these books he has written the commentaries on different philosophies. So basically in all these books he mentioned about his philosophy towards spiritualism, गेटिंग माई पॉइंट, एंड डिवोशन टूवर्ड्स गॉड। क्लियर? तो इन्होंने एक चीज बहुत ही अच्छी बोली थी, दैट यू कैन नॉट मीट योर गॉड। गेटिंग माई पॉइंट, इवन यू रीच योर अगर आप अटमोस्ट प्लेस पर पहुंच भी जाते हैं, देन ऑल्सो वन डज नॉट बिकम गॉड। गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? सो ही टॉक्स अबाउट डुअलिज्म। क्लियर? नाउ another important scholar, Vallabhacharya, very important personality. Now Vallabhacharya, he was criticized by Madhavacharya also. Clear? Now Vallabhacharya, he is also known as Achnita Bhadra. Clear? The another name of Vallabhacharya, Achnita Bhadra. Clear? Now why Vallabhacharya is important? Because he was the first person to promote Krishna Bhakti on the basis of Mahabhagavad Puran. So he promoted Krishna Bhakti on the basis of Mahabhagavad Puran, and he founded the philosophy called as Shuddha Advaita. Shuddha Advaita. Clear? That means he believed in absolute union. Remember this thing. So इन्होंने क्या कहा? इन्होंने, now first of all, Vallabhacharya criticized Ramanujacharya. He was a critic of Ramanujacharya. Getting my point? Now he said not only consciousness is required but also meditation is required to reach utmost level. सिर्फ consciousness से कुछ नहीं होगा. Getting my point? You need to do meditation as well. That is why his philosophy is called as Shuddha Advaita. Clear? That is why his philosophy is called as Shuddha Advaita, and he prescribed his way of life, or his marg is called as Pushti Marg. Pushti Marg means for salvation, extreme devotion to God. Clear? So he also authored many texts like Anubhashya. Anubhashya is the commentary on Brahma Sutra. Getting my point? तो इन सभी स्कॉलर्स ने ज्यादातर क्या किया है? कमेंट्रीज लिखी है different scriptures पर. Getting my point? Then another important book he has written, Sodasha Granth, or 16 tracts. Clear? So these 16 tracts or Sodasha Granth are the commentaries on Bhagavad Puran. So he has written the commentaries on Bhagavad Puran. Clear? By Vallabhacharya. Clear? Another scholar, Basavana, very prominent personality in Karnataka region. Now Basavana, let me tell you, he was a Brahmin and he was a minister in the court of Kalchuri dynasty. Clear? Now he started his movement against caste system, Brahmical culture, hierarchy. Getting my point? Caste inequality. So he said that Shiva is the supreme God. Shiva, Lord Shiva is the supreme God. Clear? So he propagated for Vishishta Dvaita. So that is why Basavana, he talked about Shiva worship. That means he talked about the philosophy of Shiva. Clear? That is why he wanted that his followers should be identified from a distinct identity. That is why he asked his followers to wear a locket of linga in their neck. That is why he is the propounder of Lingayat. Getting my point? Lingayat, famous sect in Shaivism. Lingayat. Clear? So Basavana's literary works कौन से? Now Basavan, he is known for his vachans. Clear? So he has written Vachan Sahitya in Kannada language, and he is also known as, now he is also known as Bhakti Bhandari and Basavan or Basaveshwara. So he is known as what he is known for his vachans. Clear? Vachana Sahitya, which he has written in Kannada language. Clear? That is why इनको Bhakti Bhandari कहा जाता था, और Basavana और Basaveshwara. Clear? Now another important Bhakti saint, Ramanand. Getting my point? Now Ramanand was the disciple of Ramanujacharya, and Ramanand is the personality who promoted Bhakti in North. Yes, अभी तक Bhakti movement कहां पर था? South में. But Ramanand promoted, he has taken Bhakti movement in South India, in North India. Getting my point? तो इन्होंने भक्ति मूवमेंट को कहां पर प्रमोट किया? नॉर्थ इंडिया. एंड रामानंद was having different disciples, and his disciples belongs to different caste. Remember this thing. इनके disciples जो हैं वो different caste से belong करते हैं. Getting my point? Now Ramanand was having 12 important disciples. So 12 important disciples. Clear? So he was a Vaishnava devotional poet saint. Clear? And Ramanand was also influenced by Nath Panthi ascetics. So Nath Panthi belongs to the yoga school of Hindu philosophy, and he was the first person who preached Ram Bhakti. ये फर्स्ट पर्सन है जिन्होंने राम भक्ति को प्रीच किया. गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? एंड ही वॉज द फर्स्ट टू प्रीच इन हिंदी लैंग्वेज, एंड ही एक्सेप्टेड डिसाइपल्स फ्रॉम different caste. That means he never discriminated with anyone. That is why his important disciple like Janan Dev from Maharashtra, Kabir, then Pipa from Gujarat. Clear? And now Pipa was a Rajput, Kabir was from Weaver caste. Getting my point? Then Sena was there. Sena was a barber. तो ये क्या शो कर रहा है? That he accepted disciples from different caste. He never discriminated with anyone. Clear? So he accepted disciples without discriminating anyone on the basis of gender, caste or religion. Getting my point? And he promoted devotion towards Lord Ram. And his important disciples are Kabir, Ravidas, Bhagat Pipa, Sena. Getting my point? Sena. Then one Jat disciple was also there, Dhanna. Clear? So अब ये याद रखिएगा that these scholars are influenced by Ramanand. That is why Ramanand जी के verses mentioned है Sikh scripture Adi Granth में भी. His verses are also mentioned in Sikh scripture Adi Granth. Clear? So important works of Ramanand like Gyan Leela, Yog Chintamani. Now Gyan Leela and Yog Chintamani, these two books, these two literatures are written in Hindi language. Clear? Then Vaishnav Mata Bhaj Bhaskara. Clear? So Vaishnav Mata Bhaj Bhaskara and Ramarkana Paddhati, these two books are written in Sanskrit. So UPSC can ask these kinds of questions in terms of match the following. Clear? So he has written his literature in Hindi language and Sanskrit language. Clear, everyone? So his you can say his literature revolves around the ideas of Lord Ram worship, devotion. Clear? So the most important disciple of Ramanand was Kabir. Kabir किस लिए famous है? Kabir belongs to Weaver community settled in Varanasi region, and he criticized the Muslims as well as Hindu superstitious things. Getting my point? And he was the disciple of Ramanand, and he attacked against the superficial religious practices followed both in Hinduism and Muslims. तो अब मुसलमान इनको अपना कहते हैं, हिंदू भी इनको अपना कहते हैं. Getting my point? So he was the first to reconcile Hinduism and Islam, and that is why he has written various literature like Sabad, Dohe. Kabir के दोहे बड़े famous हैं. Then he has written Sakhi Granth. Now Sakhi Granth किस लिए लिखा गया? In Sakhi Granth he mentioned about truth, that truth is with the person who is on the path of righteousness. Getting my point? Truth is the manifestation of God. Getting my point? Then he has written another text, Anurag Sagar. Anurag Sagar, in Anurag Sagar, he mentioned about spiritual lessons. Then Bijak बहुत famous है. Bijak क्या show करता है? Bijak shows his vision of the spiritual path. कि कबीर spiritual path के through क्या कहना चाहते हैं? कबीर का vision क्या था? Those things are mentioned in Bijak. So he confidently showed his trust in Bhakti and Sufi ideas with respect to unity in God. Then another literature Kabir Das has written, Kabir Granthawali. Kabir Granthawali is the life teachings of Kabir, life experience. Getting my point? And then he also promoted and propagated Ram Bhakti. Clear? So these are the contributions, important literature with respect to Kabir. Then Guru Nanak. Guru Nanak was also influenced by the ideas of Kabir. He was also impressed by Kabir. Guru Nanak, who is also considered as the founder of Sikhism, and Guru Nanak, he started the most important thing, common kitchen. That is Guru ka langar. And कहा जाता है that he traveled Tibet and various other regions. So he also propagated, Guru Nanak also propagated, there is only one God. He also believed in Nirgun Bhakti, formless God, that God has no form. Clear? So there is only one God according to Guru Nanak also, and that all human beings can have direct access to God with no need of ritual or priest. Unity of God can be established through direct relation between human beings and God. No need of intermediate person like rituals or priestly class. Clear? Then he also denounced the caste system, and he taught everyone is equal regardless of caste or gender. Clear? And then he introduced the concept of God, and that is Vaheguru. So Vaheguru means what? Vaheguru means an entity who is shapeless, timeless, omnipresent and invisible. Clear? So other names for God in Sikh religion is like Akal Purakh, Nirankar. Getting my point? And that is why the most important, holiest book in Sikhism is Guru Granth Sahib, the holiest book of Sikh, which contains 974 poetic hymns, which was composed by Guru Nanak. Clear? And the most, apart from this religious text, the most important work of Guru Nanak is Mool Mantar. Mool Mantar kab likha Guru Nanak ji ne? He has written this book after the experience of visiting God for 3 days, when he received enlightenment. This much is clear to all of you. Then he wrote his experience in Mool Mantar. Now, another famous saint was Mirabai. Yes, Mirabai. Now, Mirabai, जिन्होंने कृष्ण की भक्ति को बड़ा पॉपुलराइज किया. Getting my point? And she was the first to introduce Girdhar Gopal cult of Vrindavan. So she introduced Girdhar Gopal cult of Vrindavan, and she was also the first to introduce bhajan in Bhakti movement. So she was the first personality who introduced bhajan in Bhakti movement. So her bhajan were composed in the language called as Vraj Vasha, क्योंकि ब्रज रीजन शिव कृष्ण कल्ट से जुड़ा हुआ है, वृंदावन एंड ऑल. क्लियर? एंड शी वाज द फर्स्ट टू इंट्रोड्यूस गिरधर गोपाल कल्ट ऑफ वृंदावन. सो इंपॉर्टेंट कॉम्पोजिशंस. तो अब इंपॉर्टेंट कॉम्पोजिशंस क्या है मीराबाई के? लाइक राग गोविंद, गोविंद टीका, राग सोरथा, मीरा की मलहर, मीरा पदावली, देन नरसी जी का मायरा. All these things. That is why Mirabai, she was also contemporary to Akbar. Clear? तो ये चीज याद रखिएगा. Mirabai was contemporary to Akbar also, and she was also she was also praised by Akbar. Getting my point? And she got married in Rajput family. Getting my point? Rajput like Rana Sanga and all. Okay. Now, another famous scholar, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu popularized bhakti in Bengal region. Getting my point? Chaitanya. Clear? Naam se hi Chaitanya. Consciousness. Getting my point? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he popularized bhakti in Bengal. Clear? And he also belongs to Krishna cult. So he started the mode of worshipping Krishna with bhajan and kirtan. Getting my point? He started mode of worshipping Krishna with bhajan and kirtan. That means kirtans, dance, all these things should be there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered as very important. Clear? So he is also called as Gaudiya Brahman. He is also considered as Gaudiya Brahman. Clear? And he was the chief proponent of Vedantic philosophy called as Achintya Bheda Abhed Tattva. He is the proponent of, he gave the concept of Achintya Bheda Abhed Tattva. Getting my point? That means an individual does not have the capacity to understand God. Clear? इन्होंने क्या कहा कि इंडिविजुअल के पास इतनी कैपेसिटी नहीं है कि वो गॉड को समझ सके, तो इन्होंने बोला दैट यूनिवर्स इज लाइक अ गॉड, universe. So God and then universe. So इन्होंने क्या कहा that God is Krishna, God is Krishna, universe is Radha. इन्होंने कहा God is Krishna, universe is Radha. Clear? Remember this thing. तो अब इन्होंने कहा कृष्णा और राधा का रिलेशन कैसा है कि उनमें कोई आप और तू. क्लियर? देयर इज नो कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ आप और तू. फ्रेंडली रिलेशन है दोनों में. So there is friendly relation between universe and God. Getting my point? तो इसीलिए इन्होंने कहा कि that जो हमारा यूनिवर्स एंड गॉड का रिलेशन है वो भी कैसा है? फ्रेंडली रिलेशन है. क्लियर? एंड दैट इज व्हाई द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट स्लोगन और द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चैतन्य महाप्रभु वाज दैट माय बॉडी इज लाइक गॉड कृष्णा बट माय हार्ट इज राधा. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? क्लियर? ये याद रखिएगा. तो बॉडी कब खत्म होती है? जिस दिन हार्ट रुक जाता है. क्लियर? ये याद रखिए. सो कृष्णा हैज टू मेक हैप्पी राधा. क्लियर? ये याद रखिएगा. एंड दैट इज व्हाई ही स्टार्टेड भजन कीर्तन. क्लियर? दैट मींस डांस मूवमेंट एंड दैट इज व्हाई हिज मार्ग इज कॉल्ड एज राग मार्ग. दैट इज व्हाई हिज मार्ग इज कॉल्ड एज राग मार्ग. क्लियर? So he composed the most important literature called as Siksha Shatakam. He composed most important literature called as Siksha Shatakam. That means 8 devotional prayers. This much is clear to all of you. The most important literature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he popularized this in Bengal area. And he's also the founder of Shunya movement in Bengal. Clear? Shunya movement means the moment you meet God. Now, another important भक्ति स्कॉलर तुलसीदास, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इन्होंने रामचरितमानस लिखी, अवधी लैंग्वेज. सो ही रोट रामचरितमानस इन द लैंग्वेज ऑफ अवधी. एंड आज बनारस में एक टेंपल है, संकट मोचन टेंपल. सो ही फाउंडेड संकट मोचन टेंपल विच इज डेडिकेटेड टू लॉर्ड हनुमान इन वाराणसी. एंड ही ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड रामलीला, अ फोक थिएटर एडेप्टेशन ऑफ रामायण. Clear? So there are other works of Tulsidas. So he has written number of works, like as you can see here, the works of Tulsidas, Ramcharitmanas. Then Dohavali. Dohavali क्या है? In Dohavali book, he mentioned about political wisdom and purpose of life. Clear? He mentioned about political wisdom and purpose of life. Second, he has written Sahitya Ratna or Ratna Ramayan. Now in this book he mentioned or you can say he compiled his kavitas, collection of kavitas. Clear? And those kavitas were written in Braj Bhasha, rendering of Ramayan. Braj Bhasha mein Ramayan bata rahe. Then Geetavali, collection of songs, is a Braj rendering of Ramayan. Clear? Geetavali means collection of songs. It is a collection of songs in Braj language. Clear? That means, and in those songs he talked about Ramayan. So don't get confused. UPSC might confuse you because they will give you this Geetavali and option में match the following में दे देंगे based on Bhagavad Gita. So that is wrong. It is related to Ramayana. Then another Krishna Geetavali or Krishnavali. This is considered as epic poem. ये epic poem है व्रज भाषा में. And this is the wonderful example of inseparable love between Sri Ram and Sri Krishna. Clear? And then Vinay Patrika. So he has written number of literature. So these literatures are important from the perspective of your prelims examination. Now, another important reformer or saint called as Dadu Dayal. Now Dadu Dayal preached Nirguna Bhakti इन्होंने कौन सी भक्ति प्रीच की? निर्गुण भक्ति। क्लियर? एंड हिज टीचिंग्स आर कंपाइल्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ दादू दया राम की बाणी। यस, इनकी टीचिंग्स को कंपाइल किया गया किसमें? दादू दयाराम की बाणी में। रिमेंबर दिस थिंग। सो दादू दयाल इज कंसीडर्ड एज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रिफॉर्मर। ही गेव प्रमोशन टू सोशल सर्विस ऑल्सो। गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? सो ये याद रखिएगा, कहा जाता है ही कॉन्ट्रीब्यूटेड टूवर्ड्स डेवलपमेंट ऑफ डांस, म्यूजिक एटसेट्रा। क्लियर? सो it checked the orthodox supremacy. So this is also considered as important reformation. And Dadu Dayal belongs from Ahmedabad. He belongs from Ahmedabad. ये याद रखिएगा, he belongs to Ahmedabad. Clear? So he belongs to the community of weaver. ये किस community को belong करते हैं? weaver. Getting my point? So the most important literature that he has compiled in the form of Dadu Dayaram ki Bani. Clear? So these are some important things. Then another important reformer or Bhakti saint was Surdas. Yes. Tulsidas belongs to the cult of Ram. Surdas belongs to the cult of Krishna. Contemporary to Akbar. ये याद रखिएगा because UPSC always asks contemporary ruler. Getting my point? Surdas preached Krishna Bhakti. Surdas क्यों कहा जाता है? He was a blind person. Clear? So he has written 3 important books: Sur Sagar, Sur Saravali, and Sahitya Lahari. Sur Sagar is a devotional poem dedicated to Lord Krishna. Clear? Sur Saravali dedicated to Lord Krishna. Then Sahitya Lahari, music devoted for Lord Krishna. यहां पर poems हैं, यहां पर म्यूजिक है, डिवोटेड टू लॉर्ड कृष्णा इन साहित्य लहरी। गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो इसीलिए याद रखिएगा, हिज कंट्रीब्यूशन इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन टर्म्स ऑफ भक्ति मूवमेंट। देन शंकर देव, आई हैव सीन वेरियस स्टूडेंट दैट दे गेट कंफ्यूज इन टर्म्स ऑफ शंकराचार्य एंड शंकर देव। शंकराचार्य रिवाइव्ड द फिलॉसफी ऑफ वेदास। शंकर देव बिलोंग्स टू असम रीजन। ये याद रखिएगा, शंकर देव। So he was the first person to preach Vaishnavism in Brahmaputra Valley. Clear? He was the first person who preached Vaishnavism in Brahmaputra Valley, and that is why he is also the founder of Eka Sarna Dharm and Veer Purush Marg. He is the founder of Eka Sarna Dharm and Veer Purush Marg. So he promoted Vaishnavism. Clear? And his contribution is there in terms of music, in terms of dance, in terms of drama also. Now, contribution in terms of music. So, Bor Geet. Clear? He composed Bor Geet. Then theatrical performance like Ankiya Naat, Bhavna. This is related to your art and culture as well. Folk theaters, Ankiya Naat and Bhavna. And then dance, Satriya, which is also a classical dance. Getting my point? And literary language, Brajavali. So he also promoted devotion towards personal God and particularly Lord Krishna. Getting my point? Particularly Lord Krishna. Remember this thing. Getting my point? So collection of Bor Geets. Bor Geets क्या है? Devotional songs हैं किसके? शंकरा देव के. Bhavnas, religious dramas. Religious dramas. And then he has written different books like Kirtan Ghosh, Gun Mala. Now ये दोनों ही book, these 2 books, Kirtan Ghosh and Gun Mala, promoted devotion and morality. These 2 books promoted devotion as well as morality. So 2 literatures are associated with Shankara Dev. Clear? Now Purandar Das. Now Purandar Das, why he is important? He is the father of Carnatic music. Important in terms of art and architecture as well. Getting my point? So he is considered as Haridas philosopher from Karnataka. He is the father of Carnatic music. Now important literature that he has written, and the most notable work that he has written, Das Sahitya. सबसे important work इनका क्या है? Das Sahitya. Now Das Sahitya, it is the literature of Bhakti movement. Clear? And this was composed by devotees in the honor of Lord Vishnu. Getting my point? तो इन्होंने किस चीज के बारे में लिखा हुआ है? He has written he has written this literature in terms of devotees, in terms of incarnation of Vishnu as Hari. Getting my point? So Lord Vishnu or one of his avatars. So इन्होंने अपनी इस बुक में लिखा हुआ है लॉर्ड विष्णु और उनके अवतार के बारे में. Clear? And that is why he introduced Rag Maya Mal Gola. Clear? So Rag Maya Mala Gola, it was the first scale to be learned by beginners in the field. So the person who actually learn Carnatic music, they have to start with this Rag Maya Malava Gola. So this was the first scale. This is the first scale which is learned by beginners in the field, and this practice is still prevalent today. Clear? So most of his kirtans deal with social reform. So he was a great social reformer. Clear? And he pinpoints the defect in the society. Getting my point? Now another bhakti scholar. Now so we have seen very important scholars from South India, then important scholars from North, then Bengal region, then Assam region. Getting my point? Then Braj region also. Now the region, important region which is left from where UPSC can ask question, that is Maharashtra. Important scholars are there. Like from Maharashtra region, important scholars like Jnaneshwar, Tukaram, Eknath, Namadev, Ramadas. These 5 important saints are very famous in terms of Maharashtra reform movement or bhakti movement. Clear? So the first important personality, Jnaneshwar. Now Jnaneshwar, he is considered as very important personality, and he wrote commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And the commentary on Bhagavad Gita which he has written called as Jnaneshwari. Clear? And इसको क्या कहा जाता है? Maratha Bhagavad Gita also. This is popularly known as Maratha Bhagavad Gita. And his followers are called as Varkaris. The followers of Jnaneshwar called as Varkaris. Clear? Now they believe in the presence of God through ritual songs. तो अब ये भी किस चीज को प्रमोट करते हैं? भजन कीर्तन. So they believe the presence of God through religious songs or bhajan or prayers. So they also worship Vishnu, but in the form of Vithoba or Vitthal. Clear? They worship Vishnu in the form of Vithoba or Vitthal, and they believe that Vithoba was one of the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Clear? So he has also written important books like Jnaneshwari. Jnaneshwari is the commentary on Bhagavad Gita. चाहे आप ज्ञानेश्वरी कहें, चाहे इसको ज्ञानेश्वरी. Clear? It is the commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Then Amrut Anubhav. Clear? Another book that he has written, Amrut Anubhav. This is considered as the most important literature in terms of Marathi language. Getting my point? In terms of Marathi language. Then Changdev Pashasti. Now Changdev Pashasti is the philosophical letters of Jnaneshwar. Clear? So Changdev Pashasti are the philosophical letters of Jnaneshwar. And then Haripath. Ab Haripath kya hai? Haripath is the collection of 28 abhang, that means devotional poetries. So it is the collection of 28 devotional poetries. So these 4 are important literature which are written by Jnaneshwar. Then another prominent scholar from Maharashtra, Eknath. Now why Eknath is important? He was the first reformer who emphasized the growth on Marathi language. इन्होंने सबसे ज्यादा फोकस किस पे किया? Growth of Marathi language. Clear? And he also said one could devote oneself to God by leading a family life also. कि God को devote करने के लिए घर बार छोड़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, जैसे बुद्धा ने किया. Getting my point? इनका क्या था? इनका path, his path was different, his philosophy was different. Philosophy of Buddha is different. Getting my point? Background भी different है बुद्धा and इनका. Clear? So one could devote oneself to God by leading a family life and discharging all functions of householder. So his important works, like he has written number of religious songs, and his religious songs are called as Abhangas, Ovis and Bharuds. Clear? So his religious songs, number of religious songs he has written, like Abhangas, Ovis and Bharuts. Clear? And the most important book that he has written called as Eknathi Bhagavad. Yes, the most important book that he has written called as Eknathi Bhagavad. Getting my point? Remember this thing. Now, Namdev, very important personality. He was a tailor by profession and he emphasized on cultural unity of Marathas. Yes, इनका emphasis किस पे था? Cultural unity of Marathas. And that is why he introduced a tradition called as Mahapurush Sampradaya. इन्होंने एक tradition शुरू किया called as Mahapurush Sampradaya. And he advocated the practice of devotion to realize God also. Getting my point? He advocated the practice of devotion to realize God. Getting my point? And कहा जाता है इनके कुछ devotional songs गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब में भी लिखे गए. Some of his devotional songs are written in terms of Guru Granth Sahib. Clear? This is the contribution. So this is the literature contribution that his devotional songs are mentioned in Guru Granth Sahib. Clear? Now, Tukaram. Now Tukaram, why he is important? He was contemporary of Shivaji. Getting my point? And he is considered, now Tukaram is considered as greatest Maratha Bhakti reformer. इनको greatest Bhakti reformer कहा जाता है because he popularized the Vithoba cult and he composed devotional songs on Vitthal Swami called as Abhangas. Devotional songs are called as Abhangas. Getting my point? And he preached the message of equality and universal brotherhood. So he basically also his contribution is also important for in terms of Maratha unity. Getting my point? During the time period of Aurangzeb. Clear? So Tukaram is important in terms of Vithoba cult. So he popularized Vithoba cult and he has written devotional songs on Vitthal Swami जिसको कहा जाता है Abhangas. Clear? Now Samarth Ramdas, another guru, and he was also the guru of Shivaji, great Maratha warrior, Chhatrapati Shivaji, founder of Maratha kingdom. Clear? Samarth Ramdas. Now Samarth Ramdas Guruji ने शिवाजी को क्या सिखाया था? गुरिल्ला वॉरफेयर. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो ही इंस्पायर्ड शिवाजी फॉर फाउंडिंग स्वराज. स्वराज मीन्स इंडिपेंडेंट किंगडम. Clear? And the message were compiled in the form of text. So the messages of Samarth Ramdas compiled in the form of text called as Dasha Bodh. Das Bodh. So Das Bodh is the name of the book जिसमें messages लिखे गए हैं, compile किए गए हैं समर्थ रामदास जी के, and it is the spiritual guidance on the matters such as devotion and acquiring knowledge. So Das Bodh में क्या लिखा गया? Spiritual guidance and the knowledge with respect to devotion. Clear? And he was the devotee of Lord Ram. Samarth Ramdas, he was a devotee of Lord Ram and he established ashramas all over India. और इन्होंने अपने आश्रम पूरे इंडिया में बनवाए थे. So overall when we see Bhakti movement, so it promoted the growth of regional languages. It created the platform of unification of India under national consciousness. Getting my point? And these are great Bhakti reformers and Bhakti saints. So their literature is very important from the perspective of UPSC Prelims 2024 because the most important topic from ancient and medieval India is Bhakti movement. So we have discussed whole Bhakti literature and their authors. So I hope this much is clear. और इसके अलावा कुछ भी पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है भक्ति लिटरेचर में. आप आराम से इस वीडियो को बार बार देखिए और रिवाइज करना शुरू कर दीजिए. थैंक यू सो मच.